Hello and good morning, sisters. Today is the 11th waning, 11th or 30, sorry, not 11th, 13th waning. Two more days and then we are into the dark moon. So we are getting closer and closer to starting to use this book. And so today we have looked at the birth chart, we have looked at the different rhythms and their layerings, how they're all interconnected, the eight metamorphic pit stops, how they fall, and all the taboos in any culture, especially earth based, not so much the religion based, but very earth based, nature based, old culture. The taboos were around these eight metamorphic pit stops in the day, in relationships. So everything has these pit stops. Everything moves like that. So these taboos, the taboos is not when something is tabooed, it does not mean not to do it. Taboos actually, taboo comes from the it was a word that comes from the Polynesian word, and it is the bias, I think, and it meant sacred. So they would call this sacred. So taboo actually means that this is very sacred. Moving through it might open up gateways, and it's like that caterpillar becoming a butterfly. So the caterpillar has to completely destroy, become mush, and from that mush comes the butterfly. So these gateways, these eight metamorphic pit stops, they cause that. So they are taboo means when you go there, go with the full awareness of what you are getting into, what you're asking, what you may encounter. So you may take responsibility for it. So you do it with a conscious mind. You do it through the gateway of ritual. That's where taboos, anything that was tabooed had a lot of ritual around it. So it's like, when you do not know swimming, you put a life jacket and learn swimming. Or you might, I remember, I would have something that I could hold on to as I learned, or you hold the side railings and you go, or someone has a rope on you so you can go in, and you know that if you drown you can be pulled out. So that is what taboos do, and rituals, that is what ritual does. Ritual gives you an anchor to hold on into the conscious world as you go into a descent or an ascent. Both can have metamorphic effects, and that's what a taboo means. So taboo does not mean you cannot do it, you should not do it, as people began saying it, but that's not what taboo means. Taboo means that this is very, very caution, warning, at your own risk, enter at your own risk. That is what, it's very sacred. So enter at your own responsibility. So that's what a taboo means. So now I wanted to just speak to you about the pages 36 and which one was it? And also, what are the additional stuff, and how do you work now with this workbook is what I wanted to speak about. So if you go to page 33, 34, so if you're bleeding, this allows you to chart the entire, each day you can put certain symptoms, like I have given acronyms for all that. And so this is very simple. Since I changed my blood journal into this one, I wanted to give this option as well to track. And now page 36 is about, so you know what gateway, life cycle gateway you are in. Like I am now just in 47 years and almost 4 months. So moving towards 48, which is entering into the queen. So I'm already in the in-between gateway, transitioning from mother to queen. So I'm on that, the cusp line, crossing over. So so I would, when I say life cycle, I would still say queen or mother queen. I would have that reminder that the mother gateway I'm transitioning. So that reminder. And so this is an affirmation, this page in which you make an affirmation for the entire year. And it doesn't mean that you have to finish it now. This one you can keep updating it throughout this year. Yeah, throughout this year you may come back. So all these petals, it's like blossoming into that life cycle. So these petals can have, you can color it, you can add words to it, you can put images, whatever you wish. So this is about that for this year. And then every new moon, every new moon, so we are beginning with the dark moon as sun transitions into Tropic of Capricorn. And moon is going to be in Sagittarius on that day, in the Uttaradam nakshatra. And yeah, so if you look here, and actually this moon on 13th is still in Sagittarius. On 14th is when we have Capricorn 1. So 13th is the eve. So every dark moon, you see this, it has this. So it has the entire cycle listed here. And here you can have the key aspects of each phase. So what I would encourage you is to have an awareness and about so this one is not 12th. So this is February. So this is this cycle, okay? So this is February 11th, 12th, 13th is what this would be. Yeah, so this is inviting you to look at it and say for each phase. And this is, again, you don't have to finish it on 13th. Maybe for this one, some of you might be very you have this habit of planning everything, so you might do it, and some of you might not. You will, as you move through it, you might start discovering yourself. You can keep coming back here and filling it up as you learn about yourself through these different days. And you can have an overarching intention for this moon cycle, and with each day you can start seeing how I can open that intention, enter it, engage with it in different ways, because there's an affirmation for each day that you can use to engage. So dark moon. So we begin with dark moon, right? So dark moon, if you look here, dark moon is the last light is also leaving. So moon becomes completely dark. Yeah, it is in its own self. It has no light anymore from sun. So it is standing in its own truth without any masks, and there's an affirmation there. So the gift that you receive on dark moon is the gift of self-awareness. You really become present to so much that's going on. When all our anchors are taken away, when all our masks drop, we suddenly become present to a lot of vulnerability, and that opens up usually around dark moon, especially for women. And what does it say here? Complete darkness dawns in the night sky. All gifts are emptied. It is time to drop the world and enter the cave of your heart. Make room for rest, reset, renewal. Drop your masks, hone your authenticity. So you might find it difficult to drop your mask, you might find it difficult to rest, and then you explore that. What is that, And then what you see immediately below it, this is what is where you will be working with every day. What are these? So I've already marked mine. So the first one, the first column, this one is indicative of the moon. So we are bringing all these aspects in the sky onto our day. So it is crone moon, right? The moon is crone. Crone is midnight, the peak midnight time. So 3 a.m. to 9 p.m. to 3 a.m. gateway. So you can see I've marked that here. 9 p.m. to 3 a.m. gateway, and winter. So those who are working from India, I think everyone, I don't think anyone in Southern Hemisphere has this book. So for all of us, it is winter. So if we can see, these two are the same for all of us. Where will we be different is in our life cycle and our moon cycle. So for me, I will be on the 22nd day of my blood. And when I say 22nd, it is actually on the cusp of the ovulation and the luteal phase. Yeah. And it is very connected also to my life cycle, because I am also in the mother and queen. I'm in transitioning from one to the other, and I'm also transitioning from one to the other. So this is like very key, So there is some interconnection on that day. of with this transition that I become present to, right? So I have these things. Then I look at them and I create a blessing for myself. You can create a blessing, a reflection, a reminder. So this is something I would invite you to do in the morning, as you begin the day. So you can come back to it in the evening and look at it. So I might pull a few cards, I might do a divination, I might just pull a card, some words, and then I'm just going to look at it and see, what is a word. Sometimes you just tune into your heart. In the morning, you have a word, an image, I might put that down. And in the evening, before going to bed, I might come back and look at it and see how did my day move and what do I need to add here. So as you keep doing this, you will also refine your intuition. Very, very powerful. Yeah. And so then every day, that is what you do. And the animal, there is a nature object here. That is connected to the quality of that day. So the quality of a dark moon is self-awareness. And you have a snake there, a cobra. In fact, cobra is the awareness, brings a very powerful awareness. That's cobra is a representation of awareness. So every dark moon you will have this. And then, you can see here I write, it is the start of Capricorn month and Thai month, Thaipusam, that happens in Tamil Nadu, and it marks the onset of spring festival. So then with each day you will start seeing if there are any festivals, it will be written there. And there might be festivals that are also open. In your own culture, I invite you to look at it and write it down here. And so that is with the dark moon. And then when you reach the full moon, let's go there. So in between reaching the full moon, actually, yes, here it is. So full moon. So as you're reaching the full moon, I have a little section here which says, remember your intention and its journey. So what did you begin this dark moon with? What did you want to deepen, explore? Because that's our whole idea is to awaken more, to heal ourselves, to integrate different aspects of who we are that are separate from us, that we want to bring closer. So that is what you're using the book to go deeper and deeper. Like you can have an intention that if you have a mother wound, like this cycle, one aspect of that wound, I'm going to focus and heal. And that will open up so many threads for you. And then you work with that. Then when you come to the full moon, you're going to look at the intention that I began this cycle. I have now walked 15 days into it. And that is a doing cycle. I've reached the peak of doing on full moon. And now I don't want to drag working on it. I have to let it go. I have to let it meet me and I have to let it all slip my hands. And as it's moving out, I have to say, this is what I have done. So here you will allow yourself to express all the ways that you have moved through this intention. How have you met it? What are the challenges you faced? The learnings and collaborations. I've not given like a whole page on this. So if you do journaling and things like that, because I recommend that you have a journal with this, a separate journal where you can write. So you do that. And then actually this month, in 1st of February, we are also transitioning into spring. So each season that we transition, I have given a whole detailed writing or write-up on how you can show up in the season or spring. And then it also has an intention for spring that you can make. So here, since it is the new year, we are in a new year, I have this intention. The spring is when you put the intention for the entire year, and you can do that as well. You can spring, every season is an opportunity in some ways of exploring. So spring is about really rebuilding our bone. You have calcium deprivation happens when you come in winter. You have vitamin D, B12, all these fall. So this is the time. Spring is the time to nourish all those back. So nutrition, diet plan, creating a self-care regime, express an unrealized, unseen, unmet inner child trauma or work. Then habit. Spring is the best time to create a habit, so something that you can practice every day and it becomes a habit. And spring is also the time of cleanup, What would you like to clean up mentally, emotionally, literally stuff in your home? So that all that, that is what you do. And at the end of each moon cycle, when you reach the end of a moon cycle, here you again have an opportunity to share. What have I moved through in this cycle, this whole cycle, the experience, the people that came into your life, the events and the things. And for me, when last year I did my moon journal in this way, it had way more stuff, especially because it was a blood journal. What I realized is that there are certain days of the moon which cycle after cycle they open up a very deep intensity in me, and it is usually in the autumn phase, in the queen phase, and it is around waning Ashtami. Navami, Dashami were very intense. I didn't even know that, because in that book I had also given opportunity to do creative patterns, and it was so interesting that without even looking at previous one, similar patterns I was drawing. And so I would feel this, and I would know, even if I don't get the book, oh my God, this is waning Ashtami. I'm reaching there and I can feel it. So I really started processing that, and that really opened up a lot of stuff. So now waning Ashtami is not that intense. There's something that an ease has come as I've released. So this is the invitation. The moon, it pulls different things, because as the moon is moving through these different planets and different zodiacs, it is also influencing our mind, our emotional makeup, our spiritual makeup, so many aspects. Our creativity wanes and waxes. The shape of a body wanes and waxes. So our body weight wanes and waxes. Our moisture content wanes and waxes. So this allows you to really take responsibility and show up consciously. And and it opens up a very powerful presence, the awareness of a powerful presence. And I hope that you engage, you allow yourself every day to just go to that page and look at it, and see how it meets you. And with each day of the moon, if you read the first intention with the Nitya goddess, the light goddess of that day, she brings a very specific gift. Like for first day of waxing moon is compassion. Then comes patience, then comes kindness, and just seeing your relationship with these gifts. How do you show up in your compassion? Who are you kind to? Who are you not kind to? Who is kind to you? Who is not kind to you? What does kindness mean? So these are gateways that support you to walk in alignment with nature. So I hope that together we have a powerful journey. And while we are all in our separate journeys, we in the field, we are all navigating together. Those who are in the WhatsApp, those who are not in the WhatsApp. And know that you're not alone in this. So, and I look forward to beginning this journey as well. So many, many blessings. Blessed be.